good morning. My name is Viren and I'm Director of Blossom Learning Center. So our students are getting very good score in the PT. So if you want to get the same score, you don't need to come us. We will reach to you. So the thing is that we will just send you one type of the particularly format that how our students are working here. I just share with you a routine for a 1 week, that if your exam is after 1 week, I just share with you a 1 week routine and you will get surely very good score if you just go with that. I'll just tell you all the things in that, how many things you have to do and what's the timing for that, and how you have to do all the things to get very good score, that is 90 and near to the 90 score. So for that, if you want to get that routine from us, so please subscribe our channel and send me your particular subscribe screenshot on this particular mobile number जो आपको स्क्रीन पे दिखाई दे रहा है. Just share with me and I'll just send you the routine within 24 hours. I'll just send you that routine. So do it as soon as possible if you want to get the formats and tips and tricks. So I need to be that you just share this particular channel with your 5 different friends, those are doing PT right now, and just share with the knowledge with them as well. So if you just do that, just once again send me the screenshot with the 5 different students on the behalf of your approach. So I'll just share with you the routine, the tips and the tricks as well. So do it as soon as possible if you want to get that score as you just see on the screen. So have a nice day. Bye.
It's invisible training to be authorities, to be the people who know. It is part of that process that you come out as a world authority on your chosen subject. But when we move into working with communities, we have to recognize that the communities have to be the authority in their language. Actually, a woman in the class I'm teaching at Sydney at the moment, a career woman, expressed this very nicely. Although she was talking about something else, she was distinguishing expertise from authority. And certainly linguists, because of our training, we do have expertise in certain very narrow areas of language, but we don't have the authority over what to do with that knowledge or what to do with other knowledge that the community produces. I guess for me the bottom line is languages are lost because of the dominance of one person over another. That's not rocket science, it's not hard to work that out. But then what that means is if in working with language revival we continue to hold the authority, we actually haven't done anything towards undoing how languages are lost in the first place. So in a sense the languages are still lost if the authority is still there.
Vitamin D refers to a group of fat-soluble corticosteroids responsible for increasing intestinal absorption of calcium, iron, magnesium, phosphate, and zinc. In humans, the most important compounds in this group are vitamin D3 and vitamin D2. D3 and D2 can be ingested from the diet and from supplements. Very few foods contain vitamin D. Synthesis of vitamin D in the skin is the major natural source of the vitamin. Dermal synthesis of vitamin D from cholesterol is dependent on sun exposure, specifically UVB radiation. Vitamin D from the diet or dermal synthesis from sunlight is biologically inactive. Activation requires enzymatic conversion. In the liver and kidney, evidence indicates the synthesis of vitamin D from sun exposure is regulated by a negative feedback loop that prevents toxicity, but because of uncertainty about the cancer risk from sunlight, no recommendations are issued by the Institute of Medicine, U.S., for the amount of sun exposure required to meet vitamin D requirements.
Determinant: human behavior is affected by internal and external factors. At the end of lecture, the speaker mentioned that psychologists are interested in explaining human behavior. Determinant is influenced by two factors, the personal factors which are internal and the environmental factors which are external. The personal factors include people's belief on certain things and their individual thinking about it, while the environmental factors include temperature, air pressure and the others thinking about them. In conclusion, one's determinant are affected by both himself and the environment.
They referred to as proximate and ultimate. Proximate questions are those concerned with the mechanisms that bring about behavior. Ultimate questions are those concerned with the evolution of behavior. We can divide the proximate and ultimate questions into two sub-questions. For proximate, how does the behavior develop, and secondly, what causes the behavior? For ultimate, you can ask how did the behavior evolve, and secondly, what is the adaptive significance of the behavior, what's purpose? Together these comprise what are called Tinbergen's 4 questions about animal behavior. Nico Tinbergen was one of the founding fathers of the study of animal behavior. These questions represent the different ways of studying animal behavior, and understanding the difference between those 4 questions are fundamental to understanding behavior and indeed the whole of biology. How do we study animal behavior? Well, that depends on the type of question we're hoping to answer. With over 40 years unrivaled experience and a worldwide reputation, BSI leads the way in testing and certification of fire safety products. Based on our dedicated labs in Hemel Hempstead, our team provides BSI Heightmark and SAE testing and certification for a broad range of products, including fire extinguishers, hoses, alarm panels, and heat and smoke detectors. We help clients to gain access into the European market by ensuring that products meet all the CE mark requirements. And we are familiar with the market access regulations of most countries across the world, enabling customers to enter markets globally. The BSI Height market is categorized as a British super brand and acknowledged the world over as a symbol of trust, integrity, and quality. It provides the reassurance that vital product safety and performance requirements have been met. Our team subject each product to a rigorous set of tests along with robust production control audits designed specifically to ensure that they perform to required standards of safety and quality. We test for compatibility of fire detection and fire alarm system components to ensure that they're compatible and connectable. This service meets the growing requirement of European regulatory authorities to meet national installation guidelines. We also perform tests on individual detection components.
Welsh is a Celtic language spoken in Wales by about 740,000 people, and in the Welsh colony in Patagonia, Argentina by several hundred people. There are also Welsh speakers in England, Scotland, Canada, the USA, Australia and New Zealand. At the beginning of the 20th century about half of the population of Wales spoke Welsh as an everyday language. Towards the end of the century, the proportion of Welsh speakers had fallen to about 21%. According to the 2001 census, 582,368 people can speak Welsh, 659,301 people can either speak, read or write Welsh, and 797,717 people, 28% of the population, claim to have some knowledge of the language. According to a survey carried out by S4C, the Welsh language TV channel, the number of Welsh speakers in Wales is around 750,000, and about 1.5 million people can understand Welsh. In addition, there are an estimated 133,000 Welsh speakers living in England, about 50,000 of them in the Greater London area.
Computer scientist Shwetak Patel and his team are developing new sensing systems. The initial focus was really around energy and water monitoring. They built a new generation of smart sensors that monitor electronic interference on a home's power line or water pressure changes in the plumbing. Most of this technology has already found industrial applications, and Patel and his team turned their attention to adapting the technology for personal health monitoring. So how do we take this noise and make it into a signal? Interest was hard to us in the core of what we did for many years, and we're taking that work and applying it to other domains. They're looking to take advantage of all the functionality built in our smartphones. With the user's permission, this app can use the microphone built into most smartphones to listen to background noises, such as coughing, searching for patterns that suggest a trip to the doctor might be in order. We've constructed these models that try and understand how sound works, what its patterns are, and we give it a whole bunch of examples of different kinds of audio, things like people talking, things like people laughing, sneezing, and of course coughing. This app uses a phone's camera to check hemoglobin levels in blood by analyzing the color of capillary fluid through the skin. Generally, what happens is if you're anemic, your bloods may be a little less red, and we take advantage of that by putting your finger over a camera of a phone. The camera of the phone can actually see the coloration of the blood. And this test uses the camera to tell parents worried about jaundice in newborn infants. Now, jaundice is something that doctors who have seen tons of babies. He just can figure out on a very basic level of it. Is this baby, do they need to get treatment, or are they in a good condition? While the first-time parent has no idea necessarily what jaundice might look like. The researchers say the built-in sensors found in smartphones are already commonplace, but their applications and their implications for our health and well-being may be more far-reaching than we ever imagined.
A non-governmental organization, NGO, is an organization that is neither a part of a government nor a conventional for-profit business. Usually set up by ordinary citizens, NGOs may be funded by governments, foundations, businesses, or private persons. Some avoid formal funding altogether and are run primarily by volunteers. NGOs are highly diverse groups of organizations engaged in a wide range of activities, and take different forms in different parts of the world. Some may have charitable status, while others may be registered for tax exemption based on recognition of social purposes. Others may be fronts for political, religious, or other interests. The number of NGOs in the United States is estimated at 1.5 million. Russia has 277,000 NGOs. India is estimated to have had around 2 million NGOs in 2009, just over 1 NGO per 600 Indians, and many times the number of primary schools and primary health centers in India. NGOs are difficult to define, and the term NGO is rarely used consistently. As a result, there are many different classifications in use. The most common focus is on orientation.
Frogs are a diverse and largely carnivorous group of short-bodied, tailless amphibians composing the order Anura. The oldest fossil proto-frog appeared in the early Triassic of Madagascar, but molecular clock dating suggests their origins may extend further back to the Permian, 265 million years ago. Frogs are widely distributed, ranging from the tropics to subarctic regions, but the greatest concentration of species diversity is found in tropical rainforests. There are approximately 4,800 recorded species, accounting for over 85% of extant amphibian species. They are also one of the 5 most diverse vertebrate orders. Besides living in fresh water and on dry land, the adults of some species are adapted for living underground or in trees. Adult frogs generally have a carnivorous diet consisting of small invertebrates, but omnivorous species exist and a few feed on fruit. Frogs are extremely efficient at converting what they eat into body mass. They are an important food source for predators and part of the food web dynamics of many of the world's ecosystems. The skin is semi-permeable, making them susceptible to dehydration, so they either live in moist places or have special adaptations to deal with dry habitats.